In our evolutionary process, our beloved Mother has taken birth so many times on this world, in so many forms, and we are happy to present you today her most ancient form as Shri Athena. Greece, a small country in Europe surrounded by the Mediterranean Sea, was shaped in the pattern of Devaloka. It was meant to be the land of gods and the Nabi of the world. Here, for the first time, Adi Shakti took a form known as Athena, who was very highly respected among the Devas. The Devas were the 12 gods residing on the Mount Olympus. Shri Mataji has said that Greek gods are positioned mostly on the right side.
And as you know, Athena resided here. She was the primordial mother. Atha in Sanskrit means primordial. So, this place has been described, even the Puranas, as Manipur. Manipur is the Nabi. Also in Sanskrit, Manipur means the Nabi Chakra. So it described as the Manipur Dweep is written Manipur Re Dweepe. Just imagine these Puranas, these ancient time books. God knows how old they are. Must be at least 8,000 or maybe more. And they have described Greece as the Manipur Dweep, is the place of Nabi. And where resides the Adishakti? That's the Athena. So, how it was known to them, maybe through torsion area, I can say, but is written very clearly. And same we find here is the place of Athena, which is in the Nabi. Also, Athena is the primordial mother. They say, expressed herself first in the sea on the Nabi. From there, she did all her work. Now we can say that in her movement, when she came down as existence, she created Sri Ganesha, and then she went to the right side and created Mahasaraswati. We can say the whole universe, all creations she created. And then she came down and settled as Kundalini, but coming down she created Mahalakshmi, principle which is for our ascent. This was her movement. But it is said that she incarnated in the Nabi, because maybe after doing all this, she incarnated in the Nabi. And also we see that Ganesha's Kundalini is in the Nabi. She incarnated in the Nabi, they say, because the first pure knowledge, pure desire of a person or animal or anybody is hunger. That is in the Nabi. And this hunger she wanted to satisfy or to direct or to handle. And that might be the reason she might have first come to the Nabi.
So Goddess Athena was born in the most extraordinary way. One day Zeus, the Lord of gods of the Mount Olympus, was tortured by a terrible headache. Nobody could help him, so he ordered his son Hephaestus to open his head with an axe. Then Athena came out fully grown and fully armed from the head of her father, symbolizing the rising of Kundalini and the opening of Sahasrara.
Such yoga is an ancient system in India, also must have been here because the way the sacrum bone is there and she's having all those things. But the practice of that may not have been so open, might have been secretive in those days, where they were giving realization to people. And it's ancient times, thousands of years back. But in India we have still maintained all those traditions and things, and we still respect and worship the Mother Goddess. Athena we respect. She's called as Adi Shakti, name is different, and she is the Holy Ghost according to us. Now this works out, it's in everyone, it's your own power within you, and it works out, and it rises and pierces through your fontanelle bone area. It does. It actualizes the experience which is described.
The worship of Athena was introduced at a very early period into all parts of Greece. She was the embodiment of wisdom and the protector of peace. She taught to people how to cultivate the land, how to weave, how to make ceramics, and all the other crafts and arts that are so important for the life of people. She was the virgin goddess, protector of both men and women. She is always represented fully clothed, usually holding her arms. She is holding a spear at one hand and a shield decorated with snakes on the other. On her helmet one can clearly see 3 horses, symbolizing the powers of the 3 gunas, the 3 channels.
You see, especially in Greece, you had the ancient system of worshipping the goddess Athena. Now in Sanskrit, Atha means the primordial. So to us, she is the primordial mother that we call in our language as Adi Shakti. She is the primordial mother. And she has, you must see a snake in her shield and also in her hand. That is the symbol of this power within you which lies dormant in your triangular bone called as sacrum. So the Greeks knew about it, no doubt, because otherwise they would not have called her Athena, and she must have been, in our scriptures, she is described very well. Not only that, but Greece is called as Manipur Dvipe, means the navel of the universe.
Yes, and certainly it was a surprise for me to see that you come here to preach our own ancient gods.
Yes, it's
now,
true.
What are you telling us about Athena is that the serpents with Greek gods are very familiar creatures.
Yes, but it is
having to do with
suggesting
medicine and others. Now, what is the message of Athena coming from you again nowadays?
Athena is the one, that she is the one who was trying to push her spear into the fontanelle bone of Zeus. Now that's exactly what Sahaja Yoga is. We think, or not we believe, and that we have proved also, that this power which we call as Kundalini, because it is like a serpent going into coils.
Yes.
Because it's an energy that moves like a serpent. You see, more symbolic it is, not the serpent actually. So this is the power which is the reflection of Athena within us. And when she rises, she goes and hits here and opens out your fontanelle bone. That's actualization of the baptism as described in Christianity. By that, then you are connected with that subtle energy which is all pervading. For the first time, you start feeling that cool breeze in your hand, which is described as the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost is the same as Athena, but I think Christians could not connect it with that. She is the same.
Her personality combines the features of a protecting mother and at the same time those of a divine virgin and a warrior maid. She always acts through innocence, chastity and love towards her people and leads them to war when there is no other solution.
Now, this primordial mother that we have as Athena also has in her hand a Kundalini. Also, she has one trident. All this is sign that when she was born, she knew that she has to fight the evil forces in the Nabhi Chakra.
She was particularly worshipped in the city of Athens, which was named after her. The myth describes the contest between her and Poseidon, god of the seas, competing over the protection of the city. Poseidon demonstrated his power by striking his trident on the ground, thus creating a source of salt water. Shri Athena planted an olive tree on the sacred rock of Acropolis, symbol of peace and prosperity, and won the city. The Athenians accepted her present and showed their gratitude by offering her one of the most sublime temples ever built, the temple of the Virgin Athena, the Parthenon.
In the Manipura Dvipa, we are sitting down nicely and for Lakshmi Puja, which is in the Nab. Lakshmi came out of water, no doubt. But Athena is the mother of Lakshmi. She is the one who is all-pervading, and she created Lakshmi. And this Lakshmi is the one that ruled here, and she was very much manifesting. And she created beautiful things because they were very rich people, Greeks were.
Glorious celebrations were held in her honor, called Panathenea, in which all the city were taking part. A vast number of names were invoked to praise the keenness of her sight, the power of her intellect, and all her different qualities and aspects. One of her names is Pallas, and Shri Mataji explains us why.
Surprisingly, Athena is also called as Pallas. Pallas means vibrations, means she gives vibrations. So these vibrations will tell you the absolute truth, because we live in relative world, that's why we are fighting. Once we are in the absolute, there's no fight, no problem. Now, this once happens, you become collectively conscious, then who is the other? Everybody is within your body. You can feel everyone within yourself. So you become a universal personality. This is the character of your spirit.
The worship of Shri Athena gradually faded down to the point where she was regarded to be nothing but an ancient legend. Today, though, the teaching of Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi and the experience of the awakening of Kundalini will restore our spiritual connection to her.
The faith in Athena subsided. Faith in all the gods and goddesses also subsided. And it started becoming this, actually you can say it was disappearing nicely. This was the situation of this Greece. Now again we are back.
Mother, we thank you for taking birth again and again in the long history of humankind. May the world recognizes all the forms that you have taken and worships you in your magnificent present form. Jai Shri Mataji.